Hi, Paul here. Today I'm going to show you how to use Zoom. Zoom is an online web conferencing format that you can use as a platform to host a small group for you and your friends. And so I'm going to show you some of the key features for that today, how to sign up, some of the best practices for Zoom, and hopefully get you started on using it as a platform for you and your friends, you and your small group, your family to stay connected. Here we go. I'm going to open my web browser and I'm going to go to zoom.us. Should look something like this. You'll notice that there's a button here that says sign up, it's free. And on my page, it's orange in the top right corner. So it might look a little bit different for yours depending on where you're signing up at. You can use Zoom on a computer like I am right now with a laptop with a webcam. You can also use it on your iOS or Android devices, and it's a great platform because it syncs up across a lot of different devices, and you can use it with any of them all at the same time. So we're going to go ahead and click on that button. We're going to put our birth date in. This is just to verify your date. Now I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and, since this is on the internet, I'm not going to put my actual birthday, but it feels good to be 20 years old again. We're going to hit continue. Go ahead and put your email. Okay, and then hit sign up. Now, like I said, I already have an account. So once you click sign up, after you enter your email here, you should see a confirmation page with the email that you entered. And then you're going to go ahead and check your email for a confirmation email from Zoom with the subject, please activate your account. Go ahead and click the button or the link in the email to activate your account. And that activation link will take you back to the Zoom website. And it should bring you to a confirmation page where you'll be asked to enter your name and password, and then you go ahead and hit enter, and congratulations, you're ready to use Zoom. Once you're signed up for Zoom, you're going to go ahead and sign in. Like I said, I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and sign into my account here. The first page, hopefully, that you should come up to will look like this. And you're going to see at the top, join a meeting, host a meeting, with a drop-down arrow there in my account. Those are three things that you can use right from the webpage, zoom.us, and it will help you join in your meetings. There's some settings on my account. First of all, we're going to go ahead and click on this little drop-down arrow, or hover over this drop-down arrow here. We're going to go to host a meeting with video on. It pops up with a page like this. Okay. Normally, you would just hit allow or OK on Windows, I believe is what it would say. You want to allow this page to open up the Zoom program. So I already have the Zoom program installed. You don't have to have the program installed on your computer. You can actually run it from your web browser, but it runs best from the program. So I'm going to go ahead and show you, if you don't have the program, it says right here, if you have Zoom client installed, launch meeting. Otherwise, download and run Zoom. If this is your first time using Zoom, you're going to go ahead and hit download and run. And as you can see, it's downloading. And you're going to go ahead and install it. Now, after you've installed Zoom, again, this page would jump up, and it would come up with that. We're going to allow that, and that is going to pull up our meeting in the Zoom client. And there I am. So here are the three windows that open up when you are in Zoom. There's a few things that you'll notice. Right now my audio is muted and my video is also paused. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute my audio. And you can see the little microphone there is going green when I talk. And that shows you that your audio is working just fine. If your audio is not working, you can always change those settings by just clicking on that little arrow right there. And most of the time you want either internal microphone, internal speakers, or you can just select same as system. You can always test your speakers. There's a little jingle there if you hear it. And that'll tell you that they're working. And you can always change those audio settings in the Zoom settings themselves here. So that is mute and unmute audio. And right here is your start and stop video. And so you can see me starting this video, and you can see my fancy production process over here. So I'm going to go ahead and stop that. The 3 windows that you have here have all your features that you need for Zoom. You have the ability to start and schedule and join meetings here. We'll show that in just a second. But first I want to show you a couple security features. I've shown you, like I said, how to mute and start and stop audio and video. So under security, if you're hosting the meeting, once you get everybody in, you can always block your meeting if you want to. And what that'll do is that'll prevent people from entering the meeting. Here it says you've locked meeting, no one else can join. Okay, so that's just a good security measure. Enable waiting room. That'll allow people to sit in a waiting room before you start the meeting. It'll announce that they are coming into the meeting for you, and you can choose when to let them in. So if you want a little extra measure of security. Share screen. We'll go back over that a little bit in here in a second. That gives you the ability to share your screen, obviously. So say you want to watch a video together as a small group, you could, and you have a second screen or something like that, or you want to even put the video up on your screen, you could always put that up here. I'll show you that here in just a second. The option to turn the chat on and off, the option to give people the ability to rename themselves, and then the option to give people the ability to unmute themselves. Participant features. So if I just click on participants, if I were in a meeting here with other people, all of those participants will be lined up here. Now, if you notice, when I hover over my name, it gives me more options. I can rename, edit profile, things like that. Under the participants tab is also where you would invite other people. So when you hit invite, it will come up with a window. You can actually go to email and invite. You can also copy the invite link. It says invite link has been copied to the clipboard. Or if you go to copy invitation, invitation has been copied to the clipboard. And I'll show you the difference of what they copy. So if you notice, I'll click copy the link. I'm going to paste that. Okay, there's the link with the password built into it. And then copy invitation. That's a big long thing that has the link, and it has the meeting ID and the password, all of those things built into it that people can then use to get a hold of you in your meeting. So do not share those outside of your group, though. Obviously, this is the only time I'll be using this link, so it won't be live after that. Also, under the participants tab, you can mute your whole group and allow or not allow participants to unmute themselves. Okay, so that mutes everybody. That's good if you have people coming in, it's getting noisy, their kids are in the background. If you're not sure where the noise is coming from, you can also mute individuals by when they line up here. It'll show that little mute button on everyone's profile as well. And then, of course, there's all sorts of other features here. Asking everyone to unmute. You can check or uncheck mute participants upon entry. I usually keep that checked because it's noisy when people join sometimes. Allowing others to unmute themselves, playing a jingle, a sound when people join your meeting. Again, allowing people to rename themselves, locking the meeting again, and then also enabling the waiting room again. So screen sharing and recording. There's a record button here. Now, if you hit record, you'll notice it says recording. Pretty simple. You can pause and stop that. Now, it will let all of your participants know that you're recording at the time. So that will flash up against in front of everybody. You can't record without it telling everyone that. It's polite to let people know that you're recording, of course, before they come in, just so that they know. But that's a good feature if you have a group and you want to have a meeting and you want to remember what you said, or if you are recording it for later on to show again to somebody. You can use that. It will record to your computer. Also, screen sharing, we're going to come back to that. Okay. When I click this, you'll notice there's a bunch of different options. There's one feature, the whiteboard, that you can put up there, and people can draw on it. And when people draw on it, everyone can see it. So you can do some different colors. I've got different colors there. You could do shapes, things like that, if you want to draw pictures, etc. So just a nice little feature you can use, especially if you're teaching a class. Now keep in mind with kids, they're going to probably go a little crazy on that, but it's a fun little feature. Another thing you can do, say we want to share a video. So I've got a video of here me doing a communion meditation. Okay, let's say we just wanted to share that screen, and I can click on that. And I also want to share computer sound. And then we also want to click optimize screen share for video clip. And all I have to do is hit share. Now you see this green around here, then that means that that's what everyone can see. Okay, so if I hit play on here, what everyone sees on their screen is that video, and they can hear that video playing in the background. So nice, again, a nice little feature if you want to show a video to your small group. If you have a Bible study video that you want to show, as long as you can play it on your computer, you can play it on the Zoom meeting. Breakout rooms are another great little feature that you can use. If you have multiple groups meeting together, probably not as functional for one small group. Maybe you have like men and women joining together and you want to have a women's discussion and a men's discussion, or let's say like for us, we would have junior high and high school meeting together for our youth ministry, and we want to have them in separate small groups. You can actually go to these breakout rooms, and you can do them manually or automatically. You can just set your number of rooms. So let's say I want 2 rooms for guys and ladies, you know, and then we're going to create those rooms, and then all the participants are going to show up on these rooms here, and then we'll just assign them. As you see, we can have people assigned here. I'll show you that. So let's do guys and ladies. Okay, and then we're going to assign, all participants have been assigned because there aren't any participants here, but when you see this, you'll show, it'll show the participants here. You'll be able to drag them or put them in those groups. So once you assign each of them, it will allow you to control the rooms. If you are the meeting leader from outside, you can also join a room. Now, if you join a room, just keep in mind that the outer area, I guess, the waiting room and all those things, you won't be able to have control over those if you're in a breakout room. So, you know, and again, there's some features here. Countdown when you're closing the breakout rooms. So once you're done with the breakout rooms, after you open them, you'd hit open all rooms, and then it would give you the option here as well to close all rooms. So another great feature if you need that for your small group. If you are a guest on Zoom and you want to join a meeting, there's 2 different ways to do that. Again, from the website, the Zoom website, or from the Zoom app, Zoom program. So if you want to do it from the website, you don't have to install the program. You can go to zoom.us again and just click join a meeting. And you're going to put that meeting ID in, and then you're going to hit join. It'll ask you for the password if you need it, and then it'll take you to the meeting. The other way is to click join here, and again, meeting ID. You can turn off your video or your audio, and then you're just going to hit join when you do that. Now, as far as best practices for Zoom, there are really only a few things that I want to share. I've already shared, and I just want to reiterate. The first thing is, do not share that meeting ID with anyone but your group members. That's your best form of security. A lot of people, when Zoom first started, were having some issues with that. Just make sure you don't share that meeting ID or that password with anybody other than the intended people that you want in that meeting. Another way to prevent that is to lock that meeting. You can change the password. They are randomly generated, but you can always set the password as something that you feel is more secure because it's longer, or something, you know, some keyword that only your group would remember. You can also do that in the settings on zoom.us. There are a whole bunch of different settings on there. If you go to their website, you can go ahead and really customize what you do with the free or the paid version. There's different options on both of those, but obviously with the paid versions, it's going to give you a little bit more functionality. The other thing to keep in mind, meetings of 3 or more right now have a 40-minute time limit on Zoom. So if you have the free version, the basic version, there is a 40-minute time limit on there. You can do a lot in 40 minutes. If you feel like you need more as a group, you can always relog. You can just log out of the meeting, leave the meeting, and restart it. It gives you another 40 minutes. It's an easy way to do it. Or if you want to pay the pro price for Zoom, that's also an option. It's up to you whether that's worth the investment or not. You can see the pricing for that on their website. The other thing is just some pointers. Mute all the participants when they come in. You never know what people are going to be doing on the background. Kids are screaming. If you have kids, you know how that is. It just gets kind of crazy. So go ahead and mute participants. Give them the option to unmute themselves. If you're a guest in the meeting, keep your video on. That way people can see that you're participating, that you're not on on your cell phone or whatever. If you're on your cell phone, that's your video. But keep your video on. That's just good meeting etiquette. And then also just be aware of your surroundings, noisy things in the background. They're all going to show up on that meeting. Wrappers, noise, hanging pots and pans, all those things. Those are all going to be just very, very loud in the Zoom meeting for everyone else. So just keep that in mind as you participate with your small group. Know your surroundings. Know what you're showing on video, because you're on video all the time, and other people can see what's on your end. So just keep that in mind as you meet. So I hope this has been helpful. If so, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. We'd be happy to go ahead and help you out with that however we can. God bless.